Most households make a massive, budget-draining mistake every single summer by rushing to the garden center to buy synthetic chemicals the moment a pest appears or a plant begins to wilt. What if you knew that the ultimate secret to a thriving, abundant summer garden isn't sitting on a store shelf, but is already waiting inside your kitchen pantry? June is secretly one of the most powerful planting windows of the entire year. A magical time when the earth is deeply warm, the sun is intense, and the soil practically hums with life. But if you don't support your plants with the right natural nourishment right now, that intense summer heat can quickly turn your garden into a stressed, dried-out disappointment. Today, we are turning everyday household items into potent, cost-effective remedies to ensure your summer crops thrive. Before we dive into these powerful kitchen secrets, I want to invite you to become a permanent part of our growing community by subscribing to the channel right now so you never miss our weekly natural gardening guides. We have a wonderful, diverse family of growers here, so please take a moment to drop your location in the comments below. Whether that is your specific city, a quiet rural village, a bustling district, or your country, it is deeply inspiring to see gardeners and farmers from all corners of the world gathering in one place, and knowing where you are growing from helps me tailor this advice for everyone. Let's begin with a common household staple that most people only think of when baking a cake or cleaning a countertop. But your grandmother probably knew its secret power in the garden. White distilled vinegar, which you can easily find right now in your kitchen pantry or utility closet, is an incredible natural tool for managing soil pH and deterring pests. The basic science here is simple. Vinegar contains acetic acid, which acts as a gentle, natural acidifier for hard water and a powerful deterrent for soft-bodied pests who cannot stand its sharp, acidic scent. To prepare a brilliant, plant-safe tonic, mix exactly 3 tablespoons of white vinegar into 1 gallon of clean, lukewarm water, ensuring it is thoroughly stirred. For the home gardener tending to a few balcony pots of blueberries, or a backyard bed of acid-loving hydrangeas, you can apply this directly to the soil using a standard watering can. If you are a small or medium-scale farmer looking to optimize a larger plot of acid-loving crops, scale this up to a standard backpack sprayer, keeping the exact same ratio of 3 tablespoons per gallon. The absolute best time to apply this vinegar tonic is in the cool, early morning hours before the sun hits its peak. And you should use it no more than once every 3 weeks to give your plants a vibrant, deep green boost without shocking their roots. But here is where it gets really interesting, because the very same kitchen cupboard holds the ultimate solution for summer fungal diseases, like powdery mildew, which can destroy your cucumbers and squash overnight. Plain baking soda, a humble white powder sitting right next to your baking supplies, is an exceptionally effective, chemical-free fungicide. The basic logic behind baking soda is that it creates an alkaline environment on the leaf surface, dramatically altering the pH so that fungal spores simply cannot grip, survive, or multiply. To create this powerful protective shield, dissolve exactly 1 tablespoon of baking soda and 1 teaspoon of liquid dish soap into 1 gallon of water, shaking the container vigorously until the powder is fully dissolved and the liquid is slightly sudsy. For a small home kitchen garden or a collection of container pots, pour the mixture into a simple hand-trigger spray bottle and thoroughly coat the tops and bottoms of the leaves until they are dripping. For medium-scale farmers managing long rows of summer squash, load this recipe into a large pressure sprayer, ensuring continuous agitation so the baking soda stays perfectly suspended in the water. Apply this treatment every 7 to 10 days, or immediately after a heavy summer rain, making sure to spray late in the evening as the sun is setting to prevent the intense June heat from burning the treated foliage. Most people throw this next item away every single day without ever realizing what it can do for their soil health and pest management. Used coffee grounds, which accumulate in almost every household kitchen every morning, are an absolute goldmine for summer crops like bush beans and sweet corn. The science here is incredibly beautiful. Coffee grounds are rich in nitrogen, a critical nutrient that plants use to build strong stems and lush green leaves. and their rough, abrasive texture combined with residual caffeine naturally repels crawling pests like slugs and snails. To prepare this remedy, spread your leftover coffee grounds on an old baking sheet or a piece of cardboard to let them dry completely in the sun, which prevents them from clumping or molding. For the home gardener or balcony grower, simply take a few handfuls of the dried grounds and scratch them gently into the top inch of soil, right around the base of your plants, feeling the rough texture of the earth as you mix them in. For a small or medium-scale farmer, you can broadcast these dried grounds across entire planting beds using a hand-cranked seed spreader before a light irrigation. Apply this wonderful organic amendment once a month during the peak growing season, doing so in the late afternoon, so the moisture of the evening soil helps activate the slow release of nutrients. You might be surprised to learn that another incredible pest remedy is sitting right in your spice rack, often forgotten until taco night. Ground cinnamon is a magnificent, natural antibacterial and antifungal agent that can save young seedlings from rotting in the warm, damp June soil. The basic logic relies on cinnamaldehyde, the natural compound that gives cinnamon its rich, comforting scent, which is highly toxic to fungal spores but completely safe for delicate plant tissues. There is no complex mixing required for this household miracle. You simply take the ground cinnamon container directly from your spice drawer. For small-scale home gardeners tending to delicate sweet potato slips or newly sprouted okra, gently dust the fine powder across the surface of the soil until a thin, fragrant brown layer forms. Small-scale farmers can use a fine mesh sieve to quickly and evenly dust across large seedling trays or nursery beds. This should be applied immediately after planting or at the first sign of soil mold. And it can be repeated weekly during damp conditions. Ideally applied right after your morning watering routine, so the powder sticks to the damp earth. Now, if you want to see your cantaloupes and tomatoes explode with vibrant health this summer, you need to look into your medicine cabinet for a long-lost gardening secret. Epsom salt, which many households keep on hand for a relaxing foot soak, is actually magnesium sulfate, a pure mineral compound. The basic science is that magnesium is the central atom in the chlorophyll molecule, which means it directly governs a plant's ability to process sunlight, turn a gorgeous deep green, and produce sweet, flavorful sugars. To mix this up, dissolve exactly 2 tablespoons of Epsom salt into 1 gallon of water, stirring until the crystals vanish completely into the clear liquid. Home gardeners can pour this into a watering can to drench the soil around container plants, listening to the soothing sound of water soaking into dry earth. Farmers looking for cost-effective ways to boost crop yields across an acre can run this clean solution directly through their drip irrigation lines, or apply it as a foliar spray. Using a tractor-mounted boom sprayer, apply this mineral boost once a month during the active flowering and fruiting stage, choosing a calm, overcast morning for maximum absorption. Your grandmother probably used this next remedy to keep her garden pristine, but somehow it got forgotten along the way as chemical corporations took over the shelves. Whole milk, sitting right inside your refrigerator, is one of the most effective, self-dispensing systemic antiviral and antifungal treatments known to agriculture. The logic is fascinating. The proteins and natural sugars in milk create a benign microscopic layer on the plant leaves that sun activates, while the calcium strengthens the plant's cell walls, making them highly resistant to penetration by pathogens. To prepare this, mix 1 part milk with 9 parts water. For example, exactly 1 cup of milk into 9 cups of clean water, and shake it well. Home gardeners can spray this milk dilution directly onto the leaves of their tomatoes and basil, using a standard misting bottle. Medium-scale farmers can scale this to a tractor sprayer to protect large fields of melons and cucumbers from mosaic viruses and mildews. Apply this once every 2 weeks during the brightest parts of the summer, specifically in the middle of the morning, so the bright June sun can bake the milk proteins onto the leaves, creating a glowing, protective varnish. Let's talk about an item that sits under almost every kitchen sink and can save your yard-long beans and Malabar spinach from devastating aphid infestations. Liquid dish soap, specifically a mild, plant-safe variety without degrazers or heavy perfumes, is a powerful mechanical insecticide. The basic science is simple yet brutal for pests. The soap breaks down the protective waxy coating on the bodies of soft-bodied insects like aphids, spider mites, and whiteflies, causing them to dehydrate rapidly. To prepare this simple yet devastating pest spray, mix exactly 1 tablespoon of liquid dish soap into 1 gallon of water, turning the container gently so it mixes without creating a massive wall of foam. For backyard beds and balcony containers, a simple pressurized hand sprayer is perfect for targeting the undersides of leaves where pests love to hide. For larger agricultural operations, this solution can be scaled up to high-volume orchard or crop sprayers to clear out infestations quickly and affordably. Apply this remedy only when you see active pests, spraying thoroughly in the late evening so the soap remains wet on the insects long enough to work, and rinse the plants with fresh water the following morning if the summer heat is forecasted to be exceptionally intense. But what if your garden is facing tougher pests like beetles or caterpillars that laugh at simple soapy water? The answer is waiting in your vegetable crisper drawer. In the form of fresh garlic cloves and pungent hot chili peppers. Garlic contains allicin, a powerful sulfur compound that acts as a systemic repellent, while hot chilies contain capsaicin, a natural chemical that causes intense irritation to chewing pests. To create this ultimate insect deterrent, crush exactly 10 cloves of fresh garlic and 3 hot chili peppers. Drop them into a blender with 4 cups of water, liquefy the mixture completely, and let it steep overnight in a dark corner of your kitchen. The next morning, strain the fragrant, fiery liquid through an old cloth or fine sieve, and mix the concentrated juice into 1 gallon of clean water. Home gardeners can spray this directly onto their prized sunflowers and luffa plants using a standard spray bottle, ensuring they wear gloves to protect their skin. Farmers can scale this batch up in large barrels to protect entire fields of high-value crops without introducing toxic chemicals into the food supply. Apply this potent spray once a week during high pest seasons, always during the cool twilight hours so the strong, pungent aromas can settle over the garden and protect your crops through the night. As we look across our beautiful, sun-drenched gardens, it is clear that the ability to grow abundant, healthy food doesn't require a fortune spent on commercial products. It simply requires a little bit of curiosity, a willingness to look at our household items through a new lens, and a deep respect for the natural rhythms of the earth. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with me today. And if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to Earthly Gardening as a warm thank you for supporting this educational journey. Remember to share your location down below, because whether you are tending a single pot on a high-rise apartment balcony or managing a vast farming field, your presence makes this global community truly whole. Next week, we are going to explore a completely free backyard resource that will completely revolutionize how you fertilize your summer crops. So make sure your notifications are turned on